It has been a long time since I did a Facebook Live. This is the first Better Brains Briefs. Short conversations about how to heal your brain, how to heal brain injury, how to keep your brain healthy, functioning well, and doing what you want to do. How is your brain? Today I am talking about how I have combined the way that I work with healing brains, with intuitive sound healing, and something else. This is combat brain training. An exercise that you do by reading these arrows that helps your brain to be able to focus, to be able to learn, and to be able to heal itself. As I have added this, it has really increased my ability to help people heal their brains from injuries, falls, hitting your head, all the things that happen that compromise how the brain is able to function. So if, as we go along with these weekly sessions, you have any questions, post them. Post them with the posts that I have put out in Facebook so that I can answer them for you. I don't know if I'm always going to have an answer, but when I do, I will certainly give you my opinion, give you my thoughts, so that if you have any sort of brain injury, or if you're forgetting things, memory's not working as well as you want, you're having difficulty focusing, you're confused, all these things that can affect the ability of your brain to perform. We're going to talk about them. So post your questions. So let's talk about, how does the brain get injured? Let's talk about what concussion is. So let me tell a story. It was in my kitchen, and the kitchen cabinets, and they have these doors that open up, and the kitchen cabinet was open, and I had a stool because there was something I wanted to get out of the cabinet. It was this, quick blender thing. So I put the stool in front of the stove, because this is the cabinet that's over the stove. Put the stool in front of the stove and stand on the stool, and I stand up right under the door to the cabinet. Have you ever done that? This is one of those where I talk about, you see stars? I actually saw stars. It was wild because I hadn't had that happen before. So I stood up underneath it, and of course I was like, it's like, ow. And it hurts, really hurts for a while. And it's like my head was in shock. It's like, ouch, ouch, ouch. And it took a while to get better. I guess that's relative, because I've hit my head sometimes where it's just ouch, and then within a couple of minutes, it's done. This time was the only time that I have hit it so hard that it lasted for a couple of hours, even for a day. It just kind of felt a little bit weird, a little bit out of balance, and my head was a little bit confused, not able to think. I hadn't hit my head before so hard that it made it difficult to think. So me, I've been doing body work for a while, and I've been helping people with head injuries. And so it's interesting to actually experience it myself. This experience of, it's like I kind of crushed my head a little bit, and feels like there's just all of this energy stuck inside my head. So when this happens, I think of it as like there's impact energy. impact from me moving and then hitting a stable object. And energy for that movement goes inside the soft object. Me, my head. Or when you have a fall or a car accident and you hit your head, the energy of your body moving and then bam, into a non-moving object, the energy goes into the soft object, which is you, which is your head. So there's this experience that's like, whoa, 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 there's all this energy in my head. And really there is. There's always energy in my head, just because, I'm alive. So there's energy there, but that's the normal energy that's there. And then bam, something hits, and all of that energy gets stuck in the body. And I call this impact energy. And when working with people who've had any sort of fall, any sort of impact, close the door on my hand, stand up inside the door and hit my head on the door frame. You done that in your car? Happens so frequently. These all create this impact energy. So if you have had any sort of head injury, something you can do is release the impact energy. Allow this energy that has gone into your head to be able to release. And the power of your intention, the power of your mind, you're telling your body what you want it to do. So think, all of this energy that's here, I'm going to allow it to leave my head. One of the most easy, simple things that you can do is to think about releasing the impact energy. And when I work with people who had injuries, sometimes a long time prior, I always go through this process of setting the intention, body, release the impact energy. Release the energy that is stored in your body from this incident, this impact. And sometimes the difference is dramatic. So when I am working with somebody who's been in an injury, whether it's to their head or anywhere else, so it's like if I fall and I land on my shoulder, there's impact energy in my shoulder. I can release the impact energy. So when I am doing this work and I can see the brain, I can see the head, or I can see the shoulder, and the energy that's there. I can see the impact, this chaotic energy. So after I hit my head on the cabinet, there's all this crazy, chaotic energy in my head. So the first thing I did was, it's like, ouch, ouch, ouch. When you do that, you have this immediate, and do all those things. But then as soon as I kind of calmed down a little bit, I released the impact energy. So if you hit your head, do that. It's like, release all of the energy that has gone into my head. If I land on my shoulder, release the impact energy from my shoulder. So anytime you have a fall or an impact, you can do that. Set an intention that your body release the impact energy. And your intention is telling your body what you want it to do. And your intention is powerful. So take advantage of that. Allow yourself to release the impact energy. That's the first thing that I would do. And you can continue to release the impact energy. So after that initial release of impact energy from my head, my head was still kind of in shock because I had hit it pretty hard. So you can continue to release the impact energy. There might be more there. Keep doing it. And then another really important thing to do is to drink water. Get enough water. This supports your brain in being able to heal itself, to be able to function. Your brain has a tremendous amount of water in it. And most people are dehydrated, don't get enough water. Even I do, and I pay attention to this. So when you injure yourself anywhere in your body, a good thing to do is, give myself some more water. So drink water. And then imagine that some of the water gets to your brain. So your brain can use it to help itself heal, to help itself function. Just some real basic things that everyone can do. Anytime you have any injury, and certainly when you have a head injury, to release impact energy and to get enough water. And then when it comes to any sort of healing your body has to do, it takes a lot of energy. So when you're injured, you might be tired. So give yourself more rest and be understanding with yourself that it's understandably tired. Give your body more rest. Sleep. You might notice you sleep way more because your body needs energy to be able to heal. So thinking about, when I hit my head, there's all kinds of stuff going on. It's like the body has to bring in its resources to go and repair it. So bringing supplies for repair and carrying away waste. Bringing in supplies for repair and then carrying away waste. So in your mind, you can imagine your body doing that. Oh, there's all sorts of supplies. Body, whatever it is you need, bring it to the area so that you can repair. And then carry away the waste products. Now, let's talk about the brain and blood. So there's something that's called a stroke. It's where in your brain, there's your brain, and then there's these membranes, and then there's blood that comes into the area, but the blood itself is not going to the brain tissue, because blood is toxic to brain tissue. So when you have a stroke, there's like a bleed between the wall of the blood vessel and the brain. And so the blood leaves the blood vessel and goes into the brain. And it starts causing damage to the brain tissue. That's what happens with stroke. So you don't want to have that blood there in the brain. So if I hit my head, in case there's any blood that might have gotten into my brain, and it's like, just imagine, help to clear that away. So this is the first time for Better Brains Briefs. Talking a little bit about the work I do and this combat brain training chart. This gives your brain something to focus on, some work to do, and that gets your brain to be able to heal itself. It causes your brain to try to function, and your brain rearranges. It's like, how do I do that? It might be work to get your brain to figure out how to do this. And so the causing your brain to try to do it takes advantage of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of the nervous system in the brain to, when something's not working, to create a new nerve pathway, to connect nerves up differently, newly, so that it can regain that function. So something that it wants to do, your brain can actually do it. So creating a nerve pathway that bridges those so that your brain learns how to do that function again. When people have brain injuries, there can be significant normal functions that aren't working. So when you allow your brain to heal itself, make new nerve connections so that the functions that are not currently available become available again. That's a healing process. So by requiring that the brain perform these functions, make these decisions, do these actions that may be difficult, your brain learns how to do them again. And that's a healing process. So when you have a head injury, you can heal it. Your body knows what to do, and you just support it in doing it. Okay, thank you for coming to Better Brain Briefs. There's going to be another one of these next week. So if you have questions, post them. I will do what I can to answer them. I am Sandra Lee, intuitive sound healer, supporting you in healing from injury, healing your brain, so that you can be the person you want to be, have the life that you want to have. Thanks.